What's going on, dudes? Nick here, RG Gaming, and welcome back to a very special video. This video is going to be an update on our dungeon server. Now, right now I'm on the build server for it, which does not have any of the custom mods loaded on it. But it does have all the cool stuff in the world. Now, I want to give you guys an update. I'm going to show you some of the stuff that my builders have been working on. I want to say thank you guys so much for everyone who keeps applying for builder positions. Like I said, if you don't get accepted right away or at all, you can still go into the creative server and build stuff. We found some awesome stuff in the creative server so far. So if you guys actually build something that you think is cool or want to apply, make sure to keep doing that. Tweet us or give us comments saying where your coordinates are for some of your builds, and we'll go take a look at them. But thank you guys so much for all the support. This thing is coming along great. But we're in Spawn, and I wanted to tell you something before I get a little too far into this. Now, we all know that Spawn, we spent a lot of time on here. We're trying to get the mountains and stuff looking nicer. But I've actually found someone who's been working on the map. Now, we can't see it in the game because they're actually working on it in a separate program. But it should be done within the next few days to a week. And what they're doing is they're going and redesigning all the terrain. It's the exact same shape as it is now. All the zones will be the same. But there will be a lot more detail. So instead of just like a flat kind of gently rolling mountain like this, they'll actually be like smooth all the way up and jagged and have cliffs and all kinds of other crazy stuff like that. So not only are they doing that to the mountains, they're actually resculpting some of the terrain. So instead of just being like gently sloping down and stuff like that, it's going to have lots of character. It's not going to be all one big color with a couple of big trees. It's going to have lots and lots and lots of details all around the world. And it is so cool. I've seen some screenshots and you know, I can't show them to you guys yet because none of it's really finalized. But as soon as it is, I will let you know, and I will give you an updated tour of the map. But I figured for now, let's just go ahead and check out some of the cities to see what they look like. And we will start here, which this is City 1. So this is City 1. I think this is the same as before. Basically, walls around the outsides, and then we've got some tents/TPs with some stuff inside. There'll be some NPCs in here. So that is the first city there. Like I said, I'm pretty sure that one was there when I did the video last time. But let's go to City 2. This is the one that Bridal's been working on. And I know he's got a lot of progress on this thing. It's actually turning out pretty awesome. I'm kind of like really stoked about this thing. Because this is actually better than what I had pictured for this. And this is turning out amazing. The boardwalk with all the shops and stuff. I think he said down here, somewhere over here, there's going to be... here it is, like a guild hall or some kind of big room or something down here. Let me grab a torch and see if I can light up. I'm not sure if there's anything in here or not yet. So yeah, right now it's just a small room, but it'll be some kind of crazy building. So he's got really good imagination. He's got some really good building skills. I know he redesigned some of his buildings. These things look awesome. So these are crazy. I love this stuff. I'm so excited to see this progress. And now, like I said, the whole world will be changed, but any builds that we have will get moved over to the new map once it's finished. And we got the chives here, City 3. This is a desert theme, obviously, which you can see is pretty cool. And it looks like he's got a lot of this stuff laid out. I believe I saw his blueprints for this. He's got a lot of buildings and stuff planned, which is why there's a lot of like different colored blocks and stuff. But I love this thing here, the whole little aqueduct. That is just awesome looking. I can't wait to see where that fully extends to. But yeah, this is definitely a cool build. See, this is the kind of stuff that we have been looking for, and our builders are doing such an amazing job at everything. And if I forget to say your name if you worked on something like that, I do apologize, but there are a lot of people on here building stuff. I don't think anyone's on currently. Actually, let's find out. /list. Okay, so we got Agnes on here. So Pages was here. Another small desert camp. Just a couple of little buildings here for some shops and NPCs, mainly quest stuff. And for those of you who don't know, this is going to be a dungeon roleplay server. So you basically log on, you'll pick your class that you want to play, and then you will load into the world, and you will level up. You'll kill monsters, you'll do quests, you'll do dungeons, all kinds of crazy stuff like that. So there's tons of stuff that's going to be done. This is City 5. This is between the desert and the snow zone, and just another small camp with a few NPCs. Not really too much going on here. Definitely looks pretty cool. Let's go to City 6. City 6 is here. So this is just kind of cool. I think this is supposed to be a small camp as well. You can see they definitely follow the snow theme here. We've got these really cool igloos and stuff with fire. I don't know how that doesn't melt the igloo, but apparently it has no effect on it. And they're making soup there. Cool. Definitely pretty nice. City 7. This is, I believe, the largest city in the snow zone. So yeah, this here, they're working on lots of buildings. You see they've got some of this stuff schematiced out. And it's pretty sweet looking. They've got a giant wall. And it's kind of backed into this thing here. So I don't know how much of this they're actually going to fill up. It seems like the buildings are a little close together. Unless they're just going to put tons of them in there, which would be kind of cool, I guess. That's, I believe, Joanna and, I think, is that Chives? I'm terrible with faces. City 8, this is something that Donnie's working on. Basically, right now, it's just a bunch of walls. And eventually, we're going to go through and add a lot of buildings and different things in here. I think this is going to be the biggest, if not biggest, it'll be like one of the biggest cities in the game, if not the biggest. So it's going to have every NPC, every trainer, and all that stuff in there. City 9, this is a small camp, just a couple buildings off the side of a road, which is perfect. Whoops, City 10. Medium-sized city. Definitely a cool city. It's not huge, not as big as some of the bigger ones we've seen, but it is definitely a nice city. Got some cool stuff. It looks like it's definitely under construction because they've got cranes moving logs around trying to get the fence completed, as well as some of the buildings. So definitely a pretty cool theme to that one. This is just a small camp. Not sure what happened to the signs there. No Care Bears are in these signs. Okay, interesting. So this is just a small camp. I believe, is this in the swamp zone? Yes, it is. Okay, so this is in the swamp. This is actually more of like a kind of a medium-sized one, I guess. But I guess it's still smaller. It's like a small dash medium. And I like how they got the smoke coming out of the top of that. That's kind of cool. So that's really cool. So that is a nice city there. And City 12 should also be in the swamp zone, which it is. And it's got a giant moat going around it, which is pretty sweet. And lots and lots of little buildings in here. Definitely looks pretty cool. And there's a boat that is stuck because it cannot fit through the gateway. We'll probably have to move some of this stuff up. But look, definitely awesome job on this one. This looks cool. I like the little market tents there. Let's check out City 13, see if anything's being done here. Okay, yeah, this is just going to be a single NPC giving you a quest to go to the next zone. 14. And there are 30 total, so I think in this video I'm going to stop after City 15. And this is a small camp here, so let's just take a look at this. Cool, and apparently he's got NPCs that he puts in here. Pretty cool. What is down here? So it's mine shaft. Hopefully nobody gets stuck down there. I'm sure someone will find a way to get in there. It's Minecraft after all. But yeah, definitely a cool looking city here. And let's go to the final one for this video, which is 15. It's another small camp like the previous one. So yeah, they got little walls going around a little farm that they're probably going to work on. Yeah, and just some other little buildings with some decorations. So cool. Definitely really nice. Like I said, I believe there are 30 cities. Is it 30? Let's see. / warp city 30. And yes, okay. So this is the final city here. I'll do 16 through 30 later. This zone is definitely reserved for a master builder. This is going to be the final city / dungeon in at least this expansion or this version of it. And it's going to be pretty cool. I'll explain it later on. But basically, you're going to have the endgame dungeon over here, which isn't really going to be enterable. It'll have a portal that brings you to the dungeon, as with all of our dungeons. And then obviously we'll have some fighting and stuff that happens up here, and then a city under siege. So lots of cool stuff planned. Like I said, I wish I had the updated map. I know the builder is working furiously on getting it updated. I've seen some of the screenshots. Like I said, it is definitely pretty awesome. And I've been working on the code as well for it, so there's a lot of stuff going on with that. I'm trying to think if there's even anything I could show you guys yet. Not really a ton. Let me just see if I can get to it. It does not exist. All right, let me hop on the other server so I can hop on the test server and show you guys what that looks like. All right, guys, we are on the test server now. So basically, when you first connect to the server, or if you decide to change profiles, you'll be brought into this little box here. Now, Eventually, it'll probably change. It'll probably have an NPC in here that'll talk to you about what the different classes do. This board here is kind of just useless. Take it for what it is. It's just a beta idea box. But basically, we are trying to mess around with different types of classes that we'd have. Some of these may go away, some of them may stay. But basically, the first time you come onto the server, you'll click on New Profile, because if you go to your load profiles, you won't have any. Now, I've got a couple profiles right now, but that I've just been testing. But if I wanted to delete them, I can come in here, and then it tells you have to do /confirm delete 2. And then if we go back in here, then we should only have profile 1. And if we want to delete profile 1, then we have to do confirm delete 1. And now we have no profile. So this is what it will look like when you guys first come in. You'll see that if you go to load a profile, you'll have none. If you go to delete a profile, you'll have none. So what you'll have to do is you'll create a new one, and you can pick one of the classes. Like I said, these are probably going to change. There's probably going to be things that get added and removed. Yeah, so what you'll do is you'll pick your class, and as soon as you pick it, it's going to bring you to the world, and you can begin your journey, which is probably one of the most awesome parts about it. So, I mean, really, this is all the underlying subsystem stuff that I've been working on lately, trying to get this thing ready to start doing some actual cool stuff with. But, so that's how that works. Right now, you can see it didn't clear out my inventory, but that's because it's still testing. It won't actually do anything out here. But if I want to change the different profile, then I do change profile, and it's going to send me back to the little room where I can select my profile, so I can either load it again, or I could create a new one. So we had a paladin, so let's go ahead and create an archer. So now we have the archer class, which is pretty cool. So now we're playing as our archer. And one of the cool things, and I'm not sure, I haven't actually tested this yet, so let's see if this works. And obviously we have to negate fall damage and all kinds of stuff still, and hunger and whatnot. But, so yeah, we are going to be doing a lot of stuff, but if I do /change profile from here, and then I log back into my other accounts, let's go back to my paladin. My paladin is here. It should bring me back to the city, which it did. Nice. And now technically this should work. If not, it's going to do it this way. But now if I do change profile again, and I go back on my profile 2, I should be next to that tree. Yep, which I am. So when you change profiles, it actually logs you into the world where you last logged out. So if you disconnect from the server, if I run over here and disconnect, I should log in right where I'm at. If I change profiles, then it will change it and save where I'm at. So like, let's say there's a mailbox over here. Then I could go to the mailbox and say, cool, let me grab my mail from my alt. And you're like, wait a minute, I didn't send my money to me. So let's go back on my other profile real quick, and we'll go back on my main profile. So he's here, and he's like, okay, fine, I've got my money. Walks over to the mailbox. I just sent my money out there. Okay, cool, so that is sent. And then I could log back onto my other account and grab the stuff out of my mailbox. So obviously, for some reason, I decided to log it up there. But there's a few things that we're working on. But overall, that's kind of what we're looking at, is just a whole system like that. So the old system, basically, when you changed your profiles, it would log you out into the same spots. Like if you were at the class, or was it class? No, it was a profile master. So you'd go talk to the profile master, and then they'd log you out, and it would switch to the other account. But you had a shared inventory and all that stuff. Now, eventually, the inventories and everything are kind of shared right now. But each player is going to have its own inventory. It's going to have its own balance of coins and all that stuff as well. So they're going to be completely separate profiles. So it's not like the old system where you log into one system or one profile and you've got all your weapons that you did on your other one. It's going to be completely separate. That way, if you get an epic bind on equip sword on one account, you can't just log into your other guy and start using it. You actually will not be able to do that anymore, which is kind of cool. I like it. A lot of people I know don't like the whole bind, the binding of items and stuff, but for me, it's kind of the fun of the game. It's stupid to have it so you can transfer it between your accounts, because then you technically have like max level of all the accounts instantly. So, but yeah, so like I said, lots of stuff getting planned. That's really all I can show you right now, is just the whole change profile system. So it's not a ton, I know, but getting it to this point has been pretty tedious. But now that we've got the whole back-end system with the profiles created, it's going to be a lot easier to push forward. So hopefully I'll have some more updates for you guys soon. As always, if you want to become a builder, if you have cool things that you want to build or know how to build, just go ahead and build them in the creative. And yeah, you can still apply to be a builder if you want to do that. But you can also build in creative, and you might just see your build somewhere in the world. And with that said, I'll provide you guys with more details on the world that's coming up soon. I'm also getting custom weapons, so there's going to be a lot of cool stuff on here as long as you guys choose to use our texture pack. But that's all. So I just want to give you a quick update, although it's not really quick. But if you like this, let me know by clicking the like button. It'll definitely help promote awareness of this new thing that I am working on. And I want to thank everyone again so far for all the support. And I hope that you guys keep supporting me all the way through this, because I want to see this thing come to life. I've been working on this thing forever. But yeah, I will see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching.